Two German scientists came across a new way to make the most powerful bomb. They tried to convince America to make the bomb, but America did not trust them. The two scientists had to find a new way to convince America to make the bomb. They were able to get Albert Einstein to sign a letter to President Roosevelt. On October 1939, Franklin D. Roosevelt received a letter from Albert Einstein, one of the most famous scientists in the world. The letter explained that an extremely powerful bomb of a new type might be built. Einstein wanted the United States to have the bomb before Germany was able to have such a bomb. This got the United States started on the Manhattan Project. Years later, Einstein made a remark that he made one of the greatest mistakes in his life, and it was to sign the letter to President D. Roosevelt.
Dawn, December 7, 1941, the Pacific Ocean. A Japanese task force was also heading for Oahu. Mission, sneak attack. Primary targets, Pearl Harbor and Hickam Field. Exactly at 0600, the fateful signal was given. And the first wave, 200 fighters, horizontal bombers, torpedo bombers, and dive bombers roared off. Pearl was an ideal target because through greater fear of sabotage than air attack, ships and planes had been brought together rather than dispersed.
When the B-17s from California finally approached the island, their engines were heard by some of our men at Pearl and Hickam. At the same instant, from another direction, the Japs struck. In the midst of the onslaught, the unarmed B-17s arrived. Our pilots could do no more than find a place to land.
The United States Naval Base at Pearl Harbor was attacked by Japan. America was hit hard by 353 Japanese fighters. 2,402 men were killed and 1,282 wounded. The United States was caught by surprise.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. No matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory. I ask that the Congress declare that since the unprovoked and dastardly attack by Japan on Sunday, December 7th, 1941, a state of war has existed between the United States and the Japanese Empire.
The atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima August 6, 1945, and on Nagasaki 3 days later. There was many debates on if the bomb was a good decision.
From reading a primary source called Hiroshima by John Hershey, it was first written as a newspaper article, then was turned into a book. Miss Toshika Saki, a clerk in the personnel department of the East Asia 10 Works, had just sat down at her place in plant office and was turning her head, speaking to the girl at the next desk, and at the same moment Dr. Masaku Fuji was sitting down on his front porch of his hospital getting ready to read the Osaki Asachi when he saw the blinding flash of the nuclear bomb explode.
The Americans dropped the bomb in hopes of hurting the Japanese military as much as the Japanese hurt America's Navy and Air Force. But sadly, instead of only killing soldiers, we murdered citizens. 300,000 citizens that had no say in the bombing of Pearl Harbor were brutally murdered because of what America did on August 6, 1945 at exactly 8:15 in the morning.
People who were alive at the time of Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings, especially veterans, subscribed to the traditional belief that Truman decided to drop the atomic bombs in Japan for solely military reasons. A timely end to the war would have meant that no land invasions of Japan is necessary. Such an invasion would have been extraordinarily costly.
in terms of not only American lives, but also in terms of Japanese dead. Ending the war quickly would return soldiers to their homes and allow Americans to begin a life of normality again.
The atomic bomb called the Fat Man that fell on the shipbuilding city was originally destined for the city of Kokura, 95 miles to the north. When American B-29 carrying the Fat Man arrived at Kokura, however, the city was obscured by heavy cloud cover, so the pilot turned the plane towards the secondary target, Nagasaki. Weather conditions almost prevented the dropping at Nagasaki too, but at the last minute the plane was dropped through a hole in the clouds. They missed their target by 1.5 miles in Shibi shipyards and landed on a Yurikami Cathedral, Japan's largest Roman Catholic church.
Debating the bomb took a lot of thought. Drop the bomb and end the war, or wait to see the next move. During the debate, arguments have gained and lost support as new evidence became available. Debate went both ways. Some thought it was in order to limit the amount of Allied casualties and bring the war to the end, or choose not to drop it.
President Truman had a crucial decision. Most Americans accepted the obvious reasoning: the atomic bombings brought the world to an end. And after all, the Japanese attacked us first. Truman's decision to use the atomic bomb on Japan was the purpose of saving lives and ending the war quickly in order to prevent a land invasion.